want to welcome you guys to Live with Linda, Facebook Live, right? And here we are today. And oh, good, Pam. Thank you so much. Um, Boy, this is an opportunity. Oh, thanks, Rebecca. Thanks for coming by. And Geraldine's with us. Yes, I can. Wow, that sounds like a rallying cry, Geraldine. I'm digging it. So listen, thank you very much for coming to our Facebook Live. Right, this is an opportunity for you and I to actually talk about a few things. I'm here to answer some questions if you have them. I've been thinking about a couple of issues that have come up in my own practice and in the practice of some of my certified teachers and students. And so I thought I would bring them up to you so that, to give you some things to think about and to really help you, whether you are new to the Akashic Records or you're a seasoned veteran, right? Which is such an interesting thing. I think one of the great things about the spiritual path is that every day is a new day, right? This is not Groundhog Day, right? Which was a great movie, but that's not what we're doing. When we shine spiritual light on things, we see things we never noticed before. Our relationship to ordinary life transforms. And that really is, for me, one of the most exciting features about working in the Akashic Record. So I've had a lot of people, okay. Now, all right, what's a lot? In the last week, I think I've had 3 people ask me about working in the records and, what it's about and talking to me about some of the difficulties that they're having. And that it brought to mind some matters that are really, really essential that I thought I would address. So here's the thing. My work is in the Akashic Records. It has been since 1994. I'm finishing up my 4th book on the topic, so I'm really a specialist, right? There's a lot of things I don't know about. And if you ask me about them and I don't know, I'll be very quick to tell you I have no idea what you're talking about. But I do know this, okay? I know the Akashic Record, but I don't work, it's not generic. Do you know? There are people. Boy, my first book came out in 2010, and that book was How to Read the Akashic Records. It was, oh my God, the first time ever an instruction manual, right, for how to have a working relationship in your records. It's the first time that was ever available to secular people like you and I. Anyway, that book really it was groundbreaking. And I didn't know it at the time, although I had some hopes, right, that it would open the way for a lot of people. And it turns out that book launched a movement. So when I first started working in the records in 1994, there were very few people who even knew what the Akashic Record was, and people weren't, it was very unusual, right? Because we had been approaching the record as like a sacred treasury that was only for the highly evolved, right? Monks, mystics, scholars like that. And the rest of us, well, we were just out of luck. Anyway, luckily, life is always evolving, growing, changing, expanding. And so is the record, the nature of the record. So we can connect with these sacred truths. We can engage in the Akashic Record in a conscious, responsible, and deliberate way. And that is, I believe, one of the most exciting spiritual opportunities made available to us in this new age. All right. So in 2001, good. Hey, Pam. In 2001, I was given the Pathway Prayer Process, which is, it's a prayer. It's specific. You can get it on my website. It's in all my books. God, there are other people. It's on other people's websites. It's all over the place. The Pathway Prayer Process is like the key. It's an access. And in the saying of the prayer, we experience a slight shift in our awareness that makes it possible for us to detect the Akashic record, right? To get a sense of the vibration of the record. So in the saying of the prayer, we can move into the record and out of the record consciously, responsibly, and deliberately. You know, it's a funny thing. In teaching classes, people will often say things to me like, oh, the record, I feel like I've done this before. Well, of course you have. I mean, every one of us have. We've bumped into it at random, but we've never had any authority in the process. We've always been like, well, I don't know. I hope I get there, right? But when we use the pathway prayer process, we consciously move into this space. It's a dimension, it's a realm of consciousness, right? The Akashic field. And we move into it of our own volition, right? Because one of the features of the New Age is that we have our own authority. It is up for us to determine whether or not we want to step into greater spiritual awareness or not. I mean, for many people, this just isn't that lifetime, right? People are doing different things. So, but for those of us who are, involved in the quest, right, the spiritual path, this is it's a remarkable time of change. It's mind blowing because we've always lived under the edicts of churches and, I don't know. The different beings, right? We've always thought that others would know better than us. And at this point in history, in the history of human evolution, one of the distinct characteristics is that we have the opportunity to decide for ourselves what is true and what is not true, what's helpful and what's not helpful. Okay, so we don't have to wait for someone else to tell us. I don't know about you, but for me, that's a really good thing. All right. So in using the pathway prayer process, what happens is that we then have access to this dimension of consciousness. It's a realm. It exists at the level of the soul. So it's a soul level dimension of consciousness. And what lives there, right, is the past, present, and future of every person. Right? Everyone's included in the record. It's a vibrational archive of every soul in their journey. It's vibrational. It's not physical. And so we never see it and we don't touch it, like with our hands. We don't. We engage in it, right? And being in this space of light, right? It's a space of infinite light, love, kindness, respect, compassion, understanding. In the space of that light, all the truths that we have within us. Now listen, you, me, every one of us has been living lifetimes. And throughout these lifetimes, we have been accumulating wisdom, understanding. We have been growing emotionally, spiritually, intellectually, every dimension of our being, because it is the nature of life. Life is always growing, right? There's no going backwards. Hey, Tracy, nice to see you. So there's no going backwards, right? So when we step into the record, it's as if this light, right, this very pure, infinite, eternal light shines on the soul, right, which is, I like to think of it as like the floor of the heart center, right? So the light's coming in, shining on the soul, so that all the treasures that you have been developing and bringing together for only God knows how long, thousands of years, right? Those treasures come into your conscious mind. We become aware of things that we've already known, right? Always known. It's funny when working with people in the records, they say things, hey, Denise, yes, I am live. Thank you. But, I got distracted. Oh, what I wanted to say, Neetu, hi, is that people will often say, this is so familiar, the guidance is familiar, I feel like I already knew this, I forgot it. And I say to you, yes, of course. if the guidance being brought to your attention, if it's completely foreign to you, that's not a good sign, right? If it doesn't make sense, not a good sign. Because the thing is, these are your records. This is you. It's the essence of who you are, right? And that's a big deal, right? So, so it's good to know that in the record, when you're in your own record, it'll be familiar, right? It's very familiar. All right, now, oh, look at all these other people. Oh, good, here's Bill and Marta. Cool. All right, nice to see you guys. All right, now, here's the thing. Here's the purpose of a reading. People are like, why do we even do readings, right? Here's the purpose of a reading. The purpose of the reading is to actually get a glimpse, right? Get a view of an individual, whether it's yourself or you're reading for another person, to get a glimpse of who you are and the challenges you face from the point of view of your soul. Well, this is interesting. It's spiritual work. It's not very superstitious, right? It helps to have appropriate expectations when working in the record. And the more we understand what we're looking for, like what's the purpose of a reading, that really can inform our work, right? So if you come to me for a reading, my job is to really identify, recognize you and the issues you face from the spiritual perspective. The spiritual perspective is this perspective of unconditional love. Now, what's really amazing is that in the Akashic record, the foundation of the Akashic field is its love and light. That's what it is, right? And so we have an opportunity to catch a glimpse, to begin to understand ourselves, our motivations, our choices, the experiences we're having through the lens of what is most loving. Because the assumption, one of the Akashic assumptions, is that at the core of your being, you are completely love and light. I mean, that's just who you are, whether you know it, whether you disagree with it, right? And the opportunity, and we forget that as human beings, we have we have a little amnesia about these things. So when we open the record, we begin to see, oh, I did that because I thought it was a good idea. I married that person. I took that job. I made that selection because it really seemed like such a great idea at the time. I had no idea it would tank, right? I had no idea it would backfire. So we begin to develop an experience of compassion for ourselves and others. Now, it's interesting when working with other people, I do readings for people and I just love it because I have a chance to, say, here's the thing, it's a funny thing that I even do this because I'm kind of a skeptical person, right? Sometimes I'm like, what is this Akashic thing? And really, what is it? And what difference does it make? And then I'll do a reading for somebody and someone will present a problem that they're having, right? Whether it's the job, the relationship, a health crisis. And the challenge is, can I really get a grip on who this person is and that they really are very loving and well-intended? Is that possible? Can I see this individual that I really, on the human level, I don't really understand them. Maybe they live in a different part of the world. Maybe they're living a life that I don't relate to on the surface, right? And then working in the record, I begin to recognize, this is a human being. We're related. And the thing is, the job of the reader is not to, like, if you come to me for a reading, I don't insist that you love yourself. First of all, I don't even know what that's gross. It's just gross, right? The job is, can I love you? Can I love you even though you're in a real mess right now? You spent all your money. I mean, who knows what you did? We all do silly things. But this is the opportunity of every Akashic record reading using the pathway prayer process. Now, this is fascinating because I've gotten some questions from people who are asking me actually to make recommendations, suggestions, interpret situations, but I have no idea how they're using, if how they're accessing the record, right? And so this is the work that I do, and what I offer is not, it's not generic. This is not like Kumbaya Akashic records. It's, I'm sorry to say, but it's really true. And it really is, it's a process, it's a protocol. And it's in all my books, and I teach it in all my classes. And so, but it's very important to understand that just because someone says they work in the Akashic record, I don't know what that means, right? So I usually like to know, like, well, did I train you? Did one of my certified teachers train you? Because that really tells me a lot. Because sometimes there's a lot of talk now. Akashic is very fashionable, right? It's in, very trendy. Tony's here from Italy. I don't know. What is this? Somebody wants to, Amy Mack. Hi. Hi, 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 hi. If you want to book a reading, you can, but you've got to go to the website. Go to lindahowe.com, or actually go to lindahowe.com. I have some appointments set up. I'd love to do a reading. I don't know who this is. Do I feel an unease about? I don't know what this question is. Okay. But we have, Tony is from Italy. God, I've never been there. I'd love to go to Italy. Hey, Sandy, it's fine if this is new to you, right? Denise is giddy. I'm a little giddy too. It's all right if it's new to you. Don't worry. Listen, anybody who is drawn to this, you're drawn to this because you have the ability, right? You have some kind of relationship to it, right? Which is fascinating, right? People who aren't related to this, they're not here today. I don't know where they are, but I know they're not here. The only way you could even get this far to come on the Facebook, right, and introduce yourself and maybe even ask a question, the only way that is possible is because you and I are already related, right? Maybe we knew each other in another time and place. That's certainly possible. But more important is that you have, this lifetime, other lifetimes, been working with an expanding awareness of the nature of your own soul, and you've had connection with the Akashic field another time. Otherwise, this wouldn't be appealing to you in the least. Okay, so I see now. I want to be clear, and I know this is a little bit challenging. Sometimes we want to ask personal. We want to get like a reading. I don't do in a format like this, and I understand that. I really do. I just don't do it, right? If you want a reading, you can go. You can book a time with me. I feel like the reading, like if you and I sit down together, our time is really sacred. And I want to make sure that I'm opening your records. Like I never open records in a group for entertainment. I mean, what is that? Listen, the records are a lot of fun. I have been very entertained by them over the last decades. But they're not a joke, it's not a parlor game. It really is pretty, who you are and the issues you face are really important. And they deserve, you deserve to be taken care of in a more reverent environment, a personal environment. Readings are really intimate, and so you want to be sure when you're having a reading that you trust your reader. Okay, I think that's one of the first things. All right. Oh, and Monia, hello from Italy. Okay. Now it's interesting when people, Bill, you ask a very good question, right? So Bill is asking us about, potential clients. So these are people who are unfamiliar with the records and they want readings. So I think, whatever, listen, if you come to me for a reading, I don't care if you know what the Akashic records are. That's not the point. The point is you, right? The point is that who you are as a person, You have some things in your life that are baffling, right? You're struggling with some issues. Yeah, that's more important. It doesn't matter if you understand the records. Who cares? It just is not the point. Now you better hope I know what I'm doing. But that's different. Listen, you know how hard it is to ask for help? It's hard. I hate it myself. But there are times when we really have to reach out to other people and ask for really get some really good um, I want to say input, to ask someone else to take a look at who we are in the situation in which we find ourselves from a very different perspective, right? And so when someone's coming for a reading, I don't care if people will say, I don't know anything about the records. I say, that's who cares? It doesn't matter. My question is, I'm going to open your record, right? We're going to take a look at who you are, the issues you face from the perspective of your soul. Is that all right with you? That's a yes, no question, right? And then the next thing really is that, I use a sacred prayer that was given to me in 2001. And I say that prayer out loud in the presence of the client, right? Now, if the client is like, don't pray in front of me, I'm like, well, then you don't get a reading, right? But I know as a reader, I have to be, is it okay with me to like pray in front of people, right? I don't know about you guys. That's a very intimate thing. And so that's really one of the things that happens. Okay. So then people, they want to like, what kinds of questions? What are good questions? My question is, well, how can I help you? What do you hope I can do for you? What are you looking for? What are the problems? Tell me what's going on. This is not me having some cosmic experience in front of you and impressing you with all kinds of, I don't know, spiritual jargon. That's not what this is. This is you and me, and I say a prayer. And together we sit in this realm of light. And we start to really take a look and to have a conversation about what's troubling you, what's bothering you. And we begin to look at all the good reasons you got yourself into this mess, whatever the mess is, right? And the purpose of the reading, from the point of view of the practitioner, is to learn how to love people unconditionally, to really respect them, even though they might be very different than us on the surface. So the questions, I don't get hung up on, oh, you're not saying the question the right way. It just doesn't matter. What matters is finding out what's really on your mind. And the two of us taking a look, okay? Now, I don't insist that you love yourself. I don't insist that you do anything. The work of the reading is all on the practitioner. In my first book, there's a section on energy healing through the Akashic Records. And in that, I present a 3-stage protocol for doing work in the records. It's like a map, right? So every reading has 3 stages. There's the story, there's causes and conditions, and the soul level truth. And so as a practitioner, we want to go through that. It's so helpful. It doesn't, the client brings the content, right? And we kind of have the map. So it works out really great. We're working together. It's not us doing things to anybody. Okay, so I say, good, nice to see you. Hey, Kathy, Derek's from Michigan, hot dog. All right. Let's see, I'm looking to see who else is here. Dawn, hey, Dawn. Dimple, I love your name, honey. Great, good. Claire, don't you love this? I love this too. Is this a riot? Do you know, sometimes I am amazed that, thank God it's 2020. What a great year to be here. But I have to tell you, sometimes I'm astonished that we're having, we're actually connecting in real time, and we're in different parts of the world. It's a mind blower. Anyway, good. Saludos, Nancy. Cool. All right. I love you. I love you too. God, I love you guys. Jennifer, I remember you were here. Is there ways to, like, you get caught up in the desire to help the person asking? Jennifer has a great question. Great question. How to build your confidence as a reader. Okay. You need to do 1,000 readings. That's all. It's the only way. I'm going to tell you something. Every time I sit down to do a reading, I have to pray. I'm like, all right, please help me. I really want to help this person. Honest to God. That's how it is. So we always want to understand that we are, we have a responsibility to do our very best, to listen attentively, to try and understand the problems that our clients are facing, and to look for the goodness in them. The idea, there are so many different perspectives, right? There's legal perspectives, there's medical perspectives. Ours is a spiritual perspective. And so what we're looking for is not what's wrong with the client. Because trust me, they'll probably tell you what's wrong with them, right? Or what's wrong with the people in their lives. I mean, there's two ways to go there. But the thing is, what we're looking for is the presence of the goodness and the love and the light that's in there, even though they might have made some choices that got them in a ditch. It happens. The ditch is part of the path. The ditch isn't outside of the path. The ditch is part of the path. Do you know? Oh, Kelly, hi, sweetheart. Okay. You get caught up. So Jennifer gets a little tangled up in this sacredness. I understand this because people who want to do readings have a sincere desire to be helpful. I know that. The thing is, I want you to know, let me tell you the biggest secret I've learned is that the perfect light, perfect wisdom, perfect love can come through you, can come through me. And as human beings, we'll never be perfect. It's no reason not to participate. It's just the way it is. Don't get too excited about it. This is what I got in my records. Calm down, Linda. Because I'm like, I want to be perfect, and then I'll help people. And the message, like the guidance was like, well, don't wait. Give what you can. Be honest with people. I'm sorry, I can't do that. I don't know that. Right? You want to be straight up. People are really wonderful. If you're honest with them, like don't tell them, you're going to do things you can't do. You're not going to raise the dead. You're not going to bring back old lovers. Now listen, if you can do that, that's great. But I don't know. Is that when we talk about healing in the records, what we're talking about is transforming our relationship with those experiences that have been so painful to us, right? We don't change the past. Sometimes people will say, oh, I go into my records and change what happened. Well, see, from a records point of view, why would we do that? There's nothing wrong with what happened. Was it uncomfortable? Yes. Was it terrible? Sure. But the thing is, it would only happen, right? We only have experiences that help us to learn how to love ourselves unconditionally, right? Unconditional self-love it's like the gold standard. It is the goal, right? So as souls, right, we come in, we have these, countless incarnations in so many different forms. And the idea is to grow to expand our experience of unconditional love for ourselves, others, and all of creation. So the questions are things like this. Oh my God, can I love myself even though I'm broke? Can I love myself even though I have a sick child? These are the questions. This is really what we're about. Listen, I don't know, maybe you can heal your child. Maybe you can't, right? Maybe you can make $1 million. Maybe you can't. That's not the point. The point is, am I willing to experience and express the unconditional love living within me while I'm still imperfect? That's the $50 million question. Okay. We've got more people. Oh, Denise. Hi, sweetie. Good. Yeah, group readings, Pam. Give me the creeps. Letting go of old things. Listen, Michelle, I love this. Here's a great thing. Wendy Stippich, sweetheart, honey. So good to see you. All right, listen, here's what I want to sell. Michelle has a great point here. If you're having trouble letting go of old things, it just means you're not ready to let go. That's all right. Some lifetimes are like that. Some of us are very tenacious. Other people are like, oh, they're just getting rid of everything. Let go, let go. Listen, the question is, can I love and respect myself even though I don't want to change a dang thing? That's the question. You know, this is really because until we make peace with all those things about ourselves that we find upsetting, I'm not saying we have to like them, but acceptance, right? Acceptance, the power of acceptance is amazing, right? So I'm not saying, oh, I love it. I never want to let go of anything. I hate change. Oh, isn't that great? No, listen, bullshit gets you nowhere in the spiritual realm. We have to be honest. One of the things that's so amazing about the record is when we open the record, we step into this space where it is so much easier, right, to be honest about our true feelings, motivations, and desires, right? And that's really spiritual. So if you can't let go, that's all right. Maybe you'll never let go. It's all right if you don't let go. It really is. I know that sounds, I don't know what it sounds like to you, but it's really the truth. There's Julie. Julie, you're from Iowa. I love Iowa. And somebody, Alana from Atlanta. Cool. Portland, Oregon. I've been there. It's a great place. Republic of Georgia. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Natalia, welcome. Welcome. Oh, Amy's from Alberta. Denise, Sandy, unconditional self-love. Yes, yes, yes. Great to see you. Paya. Pueblo, oh, yes, yes, in Colorado. Do you know, I'm getting into all your locations. There's Tracy. Cool. Hey, Rachel's from the UK. Hi, sweetie. So nice to see you guys. All right. Now, there's something else I feel like is really important and I think could really be helpful. I know it was really helpful to me on my path, right? So I'm going along, and what I notice is so many people will say things to me like, well, I'm going to work in the records, and then I'll see colors, and then I'm going to levitate, and then I'm going to be able to, whatever, play with, I can change the weather. I can change time. Listen, I don't know what that is. Probably fun. But the fact of the matter is, the spiritual journey is not about acquiring supernatural powers and abilities. Okay? The truth is, the superpower that is already within you, activate it up to your level of comfort today, is your ability to love yourself and other people. Let's talk about what makes a difference, right? I don't know about you, but for a long time, I was sending bolts of light to all kinds of people. People I loved, people I didn't love. You know what difference it made? Zippity-doo-dah. It made no difference. It was just, it was a glamorous idea. It made me feel very important and very spiritual, whatever that. But the problem was it didn't really make a damn bit of difference. And what I found, actually, this is what we're going to do. I'm doing this online healing class in April. And in that class, we really, we address these things, right? We talk about what spiritual healing really is and the value of true transformation. See, if you can send me a bolt of light, that's really nice. But if you can't love me, who cares? You can have all the wisdom in the world. You can have all kinds of great guidance from all kinds of disincarnate entities, right? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? You can have all kinds of stuff. But the thing is, if there's no warmth in your heart, who cares? Okay? So really the purpose of the spiritual path is to make it safe enough for us to experience the love within. It's not like any one of us is void of love. There isn't anybody, right? Tracy, it's her first time here. She has just as much love within her, right, as, Elena from Romania. Do you see? This is, so everybody, and Diana's from, we've got Tracy from Missouri, Diana from Vancouver, Washington. I've been there, beautiful. Anne, nice, thanks for coming by from South Africa. Geraldine's in Ireland. Ha ha. Cool. And Juanita, it's so good to see you guys. But see, here's the thing. All the love of life, every name on this list it's already in there, right? You don't have to go get it. Nobody has to give it to you, right? You don't have to take it from anybody. That's not how this works. The idea, it's kind of like we're kind of asleep, or we're in a dim space, right? Kind of knowing like, oh, I think it might be in there, but it might not be, right? When we step into the light of the Akasha, the truth of who you are becomes known to you, and not in some kind of smarmy, ooey gooey, sentimental, cheesy, 12-year-old girl kind of way. No, in a very real way. Okay. You begin to experience and express the fact that no matter what your human frailties are, there's an infinite love living within you. We shine the Akashic light on it. It ignites that truth. And so you experience more of the love that you're like, God, I want that. I want that. Nancy, honey, I'm glad you make it. Yes, I'm still alive. I'm still alive, and I'm still alive. Huh, how about that? Taylor's from New Jersey. I've been there. Gosh. Taiwan. Carol's from Taiwan. Oh, I love Taiwan. Nancy from Vermont. Shelley. Okay, Trinidad, Wisconsin. I don't know that place. Breckenridge. Shelley. Hi. Great. When one has warmth in their heart, could that be why they take things? Yeah, well, listen, Sandy. All right, Sandy Boo Boo, I want to tell you something. Okay. Here's the thing. Warmth in your heart. Okay, warmth in your heart. Listen, I think the worst thing in the world is rejection. I am so bad at it. I don't know anybody who's good at it. I think the people who are good at it, I don't know, they're like, I don't know what they're doing. They're drinking a lot of martinis or something. Honestly, nobody likes rejection. It hurts. The fact that it hurts lets us know that you're alive, right? Now, the truth of the matter is, even though we love each other, right, there is that love. It's the link of love. There's something we love each other even when we don't like each other. That is the dang truth, right? But here's the thing. The love is not conditioned by liking or not liking, rejection or non-rejection, right? Love does not disappear because of rejection, right? Now, our human self can be a little bruised. We get, oh, of course. We just say, oh, honey, of course you're upset. But here's the thing. There's no reason to send love to anybody. Everybody, don't send me any love. If you want to send me chocolate, you can, but don't send me any. Do you know what? And I tell you this, I jest, right? But I tell you this because, see, all the love that's in you, it's in me, right? So all the love that's in you is also in everyone else. And the challenge of the light worker, all right, what is this being a light worker? The job of the light worker is to seek and find the light in the least likely people, places, and things. That's our job. And you, because like Sandy, you're so in tune with this, right? So what is really transformational is if you and I meet and you're not trying to push anything on me, and I'm not trying to push anything on you. And I'm like, oh, wow, Sandy, I get it. All the love of the universe is in you. Wow. And you get the same about me. And we take that, because see, love and light recognized within ourselves and one another accelerates it. It's like it amplifies it. It's like we turn the heat up on the boiling water and it goes from, still to rapid boiling. That's how that works. So don't worry about sending anyone love, right? There's no reason to do that. Don't do that. They will reject you. Nobody likes anything pushed on them, even if it's love. Okay, Rose Bridget. OMG, Rose Bridget Hogan. I'm from Ireland. I have to tell you, I have a sister named Bridget and an Aunt Rose. So there you have it. And there's our Amy Mack, my darling, Nancy, Andrea, San Antonio, nice little river there. Oh, Katie from Houston, cool. Shorty, Lynn, oh, cool. Send the chocolate. Katie, you think I'm kidding? No, anyway. All right, it's so good. All right. Now, what else? Okay. Ha 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 ha. What's the difference? Oh, this is a good question because I don't know if I know the answer. So we're going to see. Here's the question. Ding, ding, ding. What's the difference between standing up for yourself and letting go of others' mistakes? I don't know if I understand this question. Oh, Pal. Okay. Standing up for yourself and letting go of others' mistakes. Well, so I don't really understand this, okay? Which is, I don't know what to say about that. I'll tell you what I do know. I know that it's important to be to respect whatever that is, right? But to be kind and understanding, respectful of ourselves in the presence of people, whether they like us or don't like us. The question is, can I love myself in the presence of this person who does not even get me, right? Because the thing is, to stand up for ourselves, I don't even know what that is, right? I think it's really important, but I'm not saying lay down and whatever. No. I think it's important, like, oh, can I love myself in the presence of this person who really has no idea what I'm talking about? And to really look, how interesting. I am in a situation with a person who doesn't get me. The question is, why am I here? Right? Why am I doing this to myself? No one else has to change. That is the God honest truth. People get to be who they are. Can I respect that and say, listen, I get it. You don't understand me. You don't have to. Please don't worry about it and go find people who understand you. Okay. Other people are going to make mistakes. And guess what? Other people make mistakes. I'm not worried about their mistakes. I'm worried about my own mistakes, right? Because I know if you're making mistakes, I'm making them too, right? Sometimes my mistake is to make myself to insist that I try to change someone that I can't change. It's not my job. Not my job. No, my job is to be awake to the truth about myself and to put myself in situations where I can experience and express more love. Okay. And what happens in the course of life, because, as human beings, we're living a long time now, right? But in the course of our lifetime, we will meet people and we will share part of the journey with them. And it will be seamless, harmony, fun, good, rich, right? And then a time will come where things start getting, they don't work so well, right? And we try to force our understandings on them and they do the same to us. And really, the thing to do is to be gracious. Thank you for a wonderful journey together and go find people. There's a lot of people in the world. I don't know if you look outside, but it's true. It's like, whoa, there's a lot of people here, right? And your people are looking for you. But if you're tangled up with people who don't get you, right, that you're trying to change, you're going to miss the opportunity to love and be loved. Okay. And I know I don't know what that is. I just know that's what I have really come to understand by working in this light, right? Oh, Lucas is from Australia, Santa Cruz. Cool. All right. Now listen, you guys, it's 1:45. We've been here for the last 45 minutes. Okay. And so we're coming to the end of our time. Oh my God, I love a question. Do you know that? I live for questions. I do. I love them. Questions thrill me. Okay, now here we go. Katie Ann is trying to clear her life and space of as much negative energy as possible. I'm having to let go of a longtime partner. I'm not sure how to do this in a kind and loving way. I also feel a little bad because I don't feel bad about letting him go. Well, all right, so here's the thing. If you've been together a long time, he's probably not going to be happy about this. Okay. The question is, can you live through the part where he thinks you're a jerk? That's all. Because you're already, it's very clear. You're like, you're done. You want to go. So can you love yourself and let yourself make this change? Do you have enough respect for him to know that he'll be fine? He doesn't have to like it. And you also don't have to, you don't have to clobber him. Thank you very much. Think of all the wonderful gifts you've received throughout the course of the relationship. Thank you so much. This has been great, right? And this is what and excuse me, I'm taking all the love and all the good times. I'm taking all that with me, and I'm going to leave you the same to you. Okay? Great. So the truth of the matter is that a lot of times we make changes in life and the people around us aren't happy, but we don't have to be schmucks about it. You can say, I know you probably are going to hate me and I don't like that, but it's okay. Okay. That's really how it goes. All right. So what you want to do, Katie Ann, is you want to let go of the negativity, your fear of negativity. Negativity can't hurt you. Is it uncomfortable? Yeah. Is it gross? Yes. Does it make life messy? You bet it does. But the truth of the matter is that all the negativity that, you're aware of and that other people have, none of that can hurt you. The light and the love in you cannot be damaged by the unhappiness of another person. That is the law of life. So don't worry. The question is, can you love yourself even when he's mad at you? Okay? Not can you love him. Don't worry about him. Remember, all the love that's in you, he's got his own hotline, right? He's got the same reservoir. You don't have more love than him. He's got the same amount. And what everybody has is unlimited, eternal, immortal, right? All of it. So I don't know if that helps. That's it's a terrible problem, right? Oh God. Katie, 5:45 a.m. Hi. Somebody, Fatma. Oh, you're Turkish. Hey, do you know my books are in Turkish? Do you know that, sweetie? Fatma? Okay, now. Okay. All right, Rachel, we try not to give other people advice on my Facebook Live. We don't do that. Thank you for participating, but don't do that here, okay? And just so everybody else knows, this is not where we give other people advice, okay? You want to think, if somebody asks a question, like in this case, it was Katie Ann, it could be Rachel, it could be Fatma, it could be anybody, that you want to think, where am I at with this issue? Don't worry about them. Listen, I'm going to tell you something about this Katie Ann. Katie Ann has got it going. She's fine. She's on her perfect life, her perfect path, as are you. So don't worry about anybody else at the call. You don't have to help them. But think about when people ask a question, God, that's all right, sweetheart. Okay, I love you too. Don't worry. Don't worry. It's cool. And I thank you. Every now and then somebody will do something and I'll say, oh, wait a minute. It really helps to have some, like ground rules, right, for group harmony, because these are important conversations and they're intimate. And listen, just how sensitive you are. And I want you to know everybody else in our group today is just as sensitive. Some are more so, right? So we're sensitive people. We're thin-skinned, right? But and so we want to be particularly understanding of ourselves and one another. So I appreciate you raising these issues and bringing this to our attention so that we can really have a chance to practice and to learn how to respect the growth process of others. Okay. All right. Now listen, you guys, I think next week is next week Wednesday? Listen, we're coming back for Facebook Live with Linda. How do you like that? Anyway, we're going to come back again next week. I believe it's Wednesday. Okay. It's Wednesday, which will be whatever date it is. I don't know. Look at your calendars. I'm going to have to look at mine. I'm looking this up. Okay. So I'm looking. So listen, Wednesday, the 19th of February, we're going to meet back here, 1:00 Central Time. I hope you'll join us. Okay. The other thing I want to tell you is that on Thursday of this week, I'll be back for Facebook Live to talk about the 2021 in-person teacher training here in Chicago. And I know some of you are interested in becoming certified teachers, really to be trained for that. If you're interested, we're going to have a Q&A call on Thursday, 1:00 Facebook Live. Be there. Aloha. You can come and ask, get your questions answered, okay, if that's what you want to do. And so I want to thank you for your wonderful questions. I want to thank you for your great consciousness. And let's just take a moment here and close our eyes and open our awareness to the truth that within us, no matter our age, our gender, our race, no matter what continent we call home, there is a presence and a power. There is a light within us that has been our constant companion since the inception of time. It is here with us today. It is equally present in every other person, people we know and love, people we don't like very much, and all those we have yet to encounter. And so we stand here today as points of infinite light, unlimited, eternal, immortal. We stand as points of light within a field of light. And together, we are indeed the light of the world. So I thank you. I'll see you guys soon. Okay? I love you. Thanks so much for being here. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.